Alright, everyone, what's up? This is Info Gundam, and these are the threads you'll be hearing me talking about in the next few seconds. Ron Paul wins in 3rd place, but he's not gonna let it hang over him soon. Mitt Romney and Sotero has also taken, well, basically, 1st and 2nd place. They don't want to talk about Ron. They don't want to talk about Paul, who took 3rd in the mainstream media, but who cares? Bachman has now dropped out, and Newt Gingrich is still standing. Also on the agenda, we will be talking about how they can actually quote-unquote rig the election in New Hampshire primaries, as they always do. Because unfortunately, these guys do not like Rand Paul. That and more ahead, coming up right here on the Infowars. Okay, first off, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Ron Paul on his, 3rd place victory today. He's a good sportsman. He kind of sucks it up too, but in the Iowa caucus as well. But it kind of happens. Mitt Romney came in 1st, and Rick Santorum came in 2nd. Only 8 votes separated him and Romney from Mitt. Trust me. Just separated him from basically taking everything away from him. So basically, we are going to see how this turns out. They're heading towards New Hampshire now, folks, and trust me, according to this whatchamacallit person in the whatchamacallit. It was like this woman was inside, this Republican insider, or is an insider, says that, oh, don't worry about it, we're not going to make Ron Paul win. Trust me. What does she know that's going to make Ron Paul win? If they rig it, everybody watch out. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, in today's news, it seems Rick Santorum, really says this: since Paul and Kucinich are more in line with the liberal anti-war group, why not put them on the ballot? There's an article here that is called Ron Paul and Dennis Kucinich GOP Ticket. It is written by John Freeman Colesbury, and it's from the Washington Post. The article goes on to say, it was not meant as a diss, but the term just may have won Paul's more coverts. Why not put the two peace-loving civil liberty favoring activists get great congressmen together on the ballot? Margin polar opposites of the political spectrum could be one of the most pure bipartisan intellectual unions yet, though that union political duelists would largely balance each other out, appearing in two distinct ends of the political spectrum. Except for one thing, Kucinich is a flip-flopper, and basically, this guy here would basically make Ron Paul lose votes. So, in other words, folks, if Ron Paul gets him, you can forget about the presidency and we're all screwed. I think he should go with someone with less experience, like former governor Jesse Ventura, who's down in Mexico. So, there, I said it for you. Well, Obama has violated the Constitution again. And believe me, he's already violated it more than once, folks. It's like a rape scene and stuff, but anyway. In Kirk Nemo's article from Infowars.com, he states that more evidence Obama is at war with the Constitution, or accurately, his globalist masters are at war with it. The following is from The Hill today. Republican leaders in the House and Senate are blasting President Obama's move to recess appoint a key nominee as unexpected power grab. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said that the president arrogantly circumvented the American people, and in his efforts to appoint a key nominee, urging the move fundamentally endeavors Congress' ability to check the excess of the executive branch. His House Speaker John Boehner called the effort an extraordinary and entire unprecedented power grab that would have devastating effects on the checks and balances of the establishing of a constitution. Yeah, right, buddy. You just passed the NDAA, and now you gotta say all that junk. Article 2, Clause 3 of the Constitution on recess appointments reads as follows. The President has the power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of Congress by granting commissions which shall expire at the end of their next session. Elapse ended. The Senate is not only in recess, it is in a pro forma session. In other words, a session that is not considered formal business. Senate Republicans did this to prevent Obama from appointing Richard Cordray as the new Commissioner of Foreign Financial Protection Bureau during recess. So basically, again, folks, Obama kicking the stuffing out of the Constitution again, and he's basically already illegit anyway. So basically, he's just gonna keep stepping on it till it's all smeared into the ground and stuff. Last night, something terrible happened on CNN. I can't help but I put my finger on it. I saw it in the Infowars.com featured news archive, which I'm looking at here. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It showed here it is. CNN pulls the plug on live feed of soldiers talking about voting for Ron Paul. And unfortunately, this is a video of a Blitzer, probably CIA, of course, and he's also Israel run, of course, so he is an Israel spy. Yay, Israel. But anyway, he is an Israel spy, But anyway, the video is on YouTube, and you can go look this up if you want to, folks. It's called Blunt Ron Paul Censorship by CNN of U.S. Soldier. I can't remember the other ones, but you can probably figure out what it was. Oops, sorry. Well, I guess I can play the audio on here now. I mean, for instance, I can do that, but here you go.
I'm really excited about a lot of his ideas, especially when it comes to bringing the soldiers home. I've been serving for 10 years now, and all 10 years of those have been during wartime. I'd like to see a little peacetime army, and I think he has the right idea.
And you have done 2 tours in Afghanistan. You told me you're going to go back for a 3rd tour. I mean, you can see your neck right there, what you have on your tattoo, 9/11, remember, and a picture of the Twin Towers. Some Republicans out there have been saying that Ron Paul would be very dangerous for this country because he wants to bring troops like you back from your post from all over the world.
Well, I think it would be even more dangerous to start nitpicking wars with other countries. Someone like Iran, Israel is more than capable.
All right, we just lost our tech connection, unfortunately, with Dana. Dana, stand by if you can hear me. We're going to get back. You want to go to Kenny Crowley over at Mitt Romney headquarters.
You just heard it, folks. The thing just cut off right there. And I'm not if you heard that, then guess what? If CNN did this, they deliberately did it on purpose. At the bottom of the screen as well, you could also notice that Ron Paul had 23% of the vote, Mitt had 24% of the vote, but I'm not sure. Let me check to see who else was on there. Ah, here it is. Santorum had at least 23% of the vote as well, but he's in second place. So, please, do keep in mind, if Ron Paul's in second place on this poll, trust me, the mainstream media is basically lying to you. And believe me, trust me, it's a real it's going to be really hard to cover this one up, especially how close this is too. On the economic news, it was an article published by John James called U.S. Economy Forecast for 2012 and the Year of the Election Cycle. States that the business that produces and services the everyday financials of our society flounders in the sea of unfortunate and a desert of capital equilibrium. Within this context, the only realistic way to examine the prospects for 2012 must factor in a political compound. Yet the promoters of the capitalist system build up false hope while forging numbers. In other words, cooking the numbers and stuff like that. And yet, the valid question: can we trust a moderate growth forecast? Another day, another economic forecast. The 35 economists polled for at least for the latest Livingston survey via the Philadelphia Fed Project that real GDP for the U.S. will grow at an annual 2.5% rate for the second half of 2011. That's down from 3.2. That's down from June 3.2% second half of 2011. Down, but not out. Looking ahead at 2012, the Livingston survey forecasts the C growth rate of economic growth slowing to about 1.2% annual rate in the first half of 2012, and they predict that it will soon increase to 2.5% annual rate in the second half of the year. The economists also expect a slow recovery in the labor market, with unemployment at 9.8%, actually 21%, but in my age range, which is from 24 to maybe 36, it's about 30%, but hey, who's counting? In December of 2011 at 8.9% in June of 2012. What such liars they are. In other words, basically this: the global elite have finally done what they're sought out to do. Destroy the goddamn economy. They're gonna destroy it, folks. We're all in a lot of trouble. Get your guns, get your gold, get durable food from eFoods Direct, Mighty Resources, or wherever the heck you can get them from. Because this is about to get really heck. And as Lindsay Wisdom said, and I should have said, as one of his sources said, Mr. Ken Fromm always told him, by the end of 2012, the dollar will be dead. We're already in the first half of 2012, folks. Think it won't happen? Trust me, if I was all y'all, I wouldn't be betting against the streak. I just get your gold and guns and hope it blows over here. Trust me.